People respond to emotional pressure or emotional stressors or treasures of life in different ways. Others tend to run away, others tend to keep quiet, others tend to do suicide, while others will shed tears. Others will as well wail. There is a reason attached to certain kind of behavior in different individuals. It depends generally on how somebody was raised or on how the problem is magnitude to what particular degree. Well, we want to talk about the tension that brings emotional baggage that makes one to shed tears. Someone can cry not because of pain. Majority of people cry because of pain and because of stress. But some people cry because they're shedding tears of joy. It is not only because of tears of joy. It has got two extremes. The first extreme is like when you reflect back to the lifeline that you lived and now you compare it to the current now. There is an epitomeness of happiness, that probability of you living the good life as compared to the previous one. The two extremes are of unlike sides or unlike poles when we talk of the magnet. Unlike poles don't attract, they always repel. So if you bring the two opposite extremes together, there shall be a repulsion, or there shall be the greatest proportion of collision, eruption that will happen. So eruption that happens between feeling good and feeling bad, so this tension will never mix. This is what they will create emotional garbage, the tension, and will create the emotional vulnerability that will make you to submit to those two extremes. You explore such that the outcome that is coming out, you'll find yourself shedding tears. And that is the tears of joy. Now, in this video, we want to mirror out the Mayugno. Why Mayugno wept. And we'll discuss the reason why he actually wept going forward. Let's dive in after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Zach and this is my YouTube channel. If you are coming first across this channel for the first time, kindly take a second or two, click a notification bell, so whenever I upload a video, the YouTube channel notify you. Always consider subscribing, like, and comment on the comment section, and always support my channel by watching all the video I post up to the end. Let's dive in straight away. Mayugno recall about his struggles and reflect about his past lifeline and compares it of today. This alone made Mayugno to start shedding tears. Because if you look at the video, Mayugno started narrating on how things weren't adding up in his life. He started like now comparing the life today that is now in his compound. He's seeing 3 buildings standing and 2 are being constructed currently. While in 6 months' time or 6 months past, Mayugno couldn't even put food on the table. People were calling Mayugno names. So these are the kind of activity that is happening in the life of Mayugno right now that Mayugno himself cannot believe. Even people that surround Mayugno, including the dad and the mom and the sisters, things are just working miraculously. So these are the things that really teach Mayugno, and these are the things that make Mayugno even get so emotional and shed tears in front of his boss, Ayamarwa. It got so emotional. Tears of joy. His boss, Ayamarwa, comforted him and even embraced Mayugno at his chest and at his arm, and telling Mayugno to just keep quiet, just forget everything. That is a journey of life. You know, people start from elsewhere or from somewhere, from a humble background from the street, hustling his ways, meeting Ayam Marwa, being employed at Ayam Marwa's villa, and now Mayugno being introduced to YouTube, and Mayugno being so industrious as he is. Mayugno took it much better and bring it so faster. And Mayugno is mincing. It's hard work. Mayugno is making a raw deal of his hard work, and it's a real deal of his hard work. You know, it is a raw talent that Mayugno has packaged itself. Are you there? And people have believed Mayugno because Mayugno is a treasure, a Mayugno multi-talented guy. If it's not being an artist, Mayugno will always sing. If not being a comedian, Mayugno will always make you laugh. If not everything that Mayugno will always attract people, will always attract Puli, and will always make its audiences to thrill at a point that the donation will come their way, even without Mayugno begging even a single dime. You know, it is a life of comparison. It's contrasting and comparing. Are you there? The two lives that at one point was so extreme. The life that even Mayugno, in his point that he was staying with his wife then, before meeting Amarwa. If you could remember the story that Mayugno told, that at a point you could even sleep angry, that the only thing he could go and look, that him, he could just decide to sleep angry, but at least the kid and the wife needed to eat something. So Mayugno started walking from neighbors to neighbor, or from kiosk to kiosk, or a small shop, to always request something to eat. And these people also decided to give Mayugno. Until at a point, Mayugno was being hunted down and was being flanked by people whom Mayugno owed certain kind of capital as debts, because Mayugno couldn't pay. I remember a time when Mayugno went Basek and started narrating to people and narrating to us, when he was telling us that it reached a time when Mayugno could even take a phone call and call his mom back in Tanzania, that all is not well, that he needed only a food and to put something on the table so that the child, the son, the daughter Precious could eat. And being the mother, because a mom is a sunrise, the mom is the light of the family, the mom could even go and look for the little money and decide to send it to Mayugno. At that point, the mom also narrated a story that at a point when he decided to visit Mayugno to come and check how his son is doing, hardly had he set his foot in, then he found a group of people that is flanking Mayugno because Mayugno hadn't settled debts. That is the kind of life that Mayugno used to live. Do you remember a story that Mayugno told us and submitted to us acutely, that at one point he used to work in formal works? Some people used to employ him, but he used to save money until such a time when he left working for other people and decided to do certain kind of shop and grocery thing. The same man hunted it down and started blackmailing him that Mayugno stole from him. Until Mayugno was arrested. Then later this man came and left Mayugno because he told Mayugno, Kumbe, you are just a good man, you didn't steal from me. So these are the kind of stories that made Mayugno to emotionally break down and decided to shed tears. Are you there? This is just a synopsis of the stories that Mayugno surpassed. That's the culmination of the good life that Mayugno now is seeing today. It started as a thorny steps. There are all landmarks and footprints of Mayugno from that thorny and hilly places that was forever impassable. But Mayugno elbowed and rummaged his way through, and now Mayugno is making it life. So it is the both two extremes that I was talking about. The baddest and the goodest. Brought together, therefore, there must be an eruption that must occur. There must be an eruption must occur. And therefore, that one gives us the description and the definition of tears of joy. What is tears of joy? So the tear of joy is a combination of the true emotional extremes baggages. One being the baddest and one being the good to the extreme. Such that the integration of them or the combination of them will henceforth create the tension in between that will otherwise erupt and will cause what we call the emotional vulnerability. It will force you to submit and you tone down for you to get yourself released. You are releasing that verbiage. You are releasing that tension out because they can no longer contain each other. The volcano must erupt. And that is what makes people heal and come down and feel comforted. Watch this video.
So guys, actually we beg you so much.
Yes.
Actually me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
This is a real, because I don't believe today I have a land. I remember one day my boss, he called me Mayugno. I know one day and you will come in the one of someone, you build your home, you have a parent, you have a family.
Yes.
You can believe. I call my boss, I don't believe because he come, I don't.
Yeah, it's full.
Oh, you're full.
So guys, my battery had a problem, I had to fix it. So I used to tell Mayugno big things, like Mayugno, you're gonna have A, B, C, D. But he really wanted to have a home. Yeah. I remember 1 week before I left Africa, I've been away for 6 months. Mayugno took me to see if we can buy him a house over there, and I told him, no, Mayugno, it's not for you. This is not for you.
My brother here.
Yes, and today Mayugno has his own compound. Yeah. I'm told actually he has another land or somewhere here.
I have another land there, down there in the river.
Okay.
Actually, I am happy. I'm so happy.
Yes.
Because
how do you feel, man? Like your life has changed?
I feel good.
Yeah.
The one secret to me is inspire me every day to make sure I still like this.
Yeah.
I took from you, my boss. You say, Mayugno, don't take care of people like you say, or when you have something, so you see someone you don't have, so already you see you are oldie. We respect any people every day.
What he's trying to say is to be humble, like he learns to be humble from me. That's what he's trying to say.
Yes, mi nashukuru kwa yani kila kitu kinacho ni inspire kinaniweka strong.
Yes.
Ni pale nachukua advice through my boss. I give me advice before.
Yeah.
Mayugno, ishi tu na watu kama unavyojipenda tu wewe mwenyewe.
Yeah.
Mpende kila mtu. Hivyo tu ndo siri yangu tu ya maendeleo. I feel good when I live like this because this is life is a surprise me because I don't have a life like this before.
Wow.
Going to check video before my brothers open me a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't have a really say I have something when sometimes it make me hard to have a money going to eat with my family.
He didn't have money, guys.
Yes.
Like before this, he did. I remember I opened you a business.
Yes.
For your wife.
My wife to.
I used actually to like him like in a very deep way, like because he used to work for me. He used to be so different, and even at some point I opened him a business. And it's funny because as I was telling you earlier, is anytime nobody showed up at my construction, he kept showing up on his own without even me inviting him. He would show up and say, boss, I want some work today. And it's really funny. I feel like something inside was meant to be for him around here. Now,
Let us now delve into why tears of joy. Why do people shed tears of joy? There are only three main examples or three main reasons why tears of joy sometimes are must. Tears of joy, these are what we call in biology we call them the involuntary action or the involuntary taxes. These are just action that happens. You just found yourself, it's coming. You cannot control them. Are you there? You feel something sensational that is coming, and all and below, it just happened. And you find yourself, you are in tears. You are sobbing. Are you there? You are crying, you are shedding all your eyes and tears running down your cheek. Have you ever seen someone shedding tears? You yourself, have you ever shed such kind of tears? It's a mixture of pain and good. So that equilibriumness must be found, because the two extremes are on the side. Eruption must be created. So eruption is happening because the emotional equilibrium must also be maintained for somebody to come down. It is a journey of self-actualization that comes with the thorny, that comes with magma and eruption that sometimes has got a scorching effect, that sometimes erupt into people's faces and makes other people commit suicide and makes other people even lose their mind. That if eruption hasn't done, because eruption is good for equilibrium, emotional equilibrium. So, number one, the tears of joy happen when one feels a deep sensation of emotional vulnerability. The two extremes are on the play, the bad side and the good side. Coming together, are you there? Eruption must occur for you to feel the emotional vulnerability. So the feelings of emotional vulnerability, it's when you submit and you believe that, okay, all these things have happened, now I'm letting them out. Either through speaking it out to people, or letting the tears to roll down your cheek so that you be free. Emotional release. You must be so vulnerable at that point for you to be free. Because we saw Mayugno started crying after writing all the story, which means he was letting all go. He was letting it in all the verbiage. At the same time reflecting and said, okay, I couldn't commit any other suicide. I couldn't go and steal. I couldn't do even drugs. I was steadfast, but all this now is pain. The two extremes are coming into play. That's making Mayugno to erupt or being vulnerable and submit to the law of nature. And hell break loose. The vulnerability emotion happened. Now Mayugno sobs, Mayugno cried, Mayugno shed tears, Mayugno wept. And all was right. All calmed down. Number two, it is a way the body is restoring itself from emotional equilibrium. It is a response of a positive emotions. It is a response of a positive emotion. Because after, number one connects to number two. After an eruption, you be vulnerable to submit, allowing yourself to calm down, then allow body to restore itself to a factory reset, which means the body heals and restore itself to a positive emotions. The eruption will set in a positive emotions, hence a default set, which means you accept, you acknowledge, you allow everything that had happened, and you say a bygone is a bygone. It depends on how you act with it. Are you there? The tear of joy happens only to restore the body to what? a factory reset. And what is this factory reset? You set in what you call the emotional equilibrium. And what is emotional equilibrium help with? It helps to set in positive emotions. Positive emotion. And that's why we are doing even the positive reaction to help Mayugno calm down, to help Mayugno always have certain kind of an enthusiasm, to always continue to do good work, to always continue entertaining us, and to always give him that vibe and urge to always do more content and live on a positive note. Number 3. You know, tears of joy always happens when one experiences a seldom kindness and an exceptional love from people. You know, it's just from nowhere. Have you ever sometimes you can, let's give a typical example. You come out from home, maybe within that 1 week, you hardly eat. You know, you had no sense, no coin, no dime, no food, and you started walking down and you're tired. You don't know where even food will come from, or even where your help shall come from. Lo and behold, you just meet somebody all of a sudden, and somebody just helping you maybe with a job, maybe somebody just meeting a right person, and then your pathway opens. Then you just see a positive transformation, and all of a sudden you're being shown kindness with these people. All of a sudden you get an exceptional love amidst negative reaction, or amidst negative happening, or amidst hardship. What will really happen to you? You will start shedding tears, because it is at the time when Mayugno recalled, at the time when Mayugno was in hardship, Aya Marwa came to his rescue. At the time when he opened YouTube, the subscribers been supporting Mayugno's YouTube, subscribing, watching his video, donating. Are you there? In the midst of a blackmail from positive reaction, Mayugno has remained steadfast, and everybody have been supporting Mayugno. The positive reaction has been giving Mayugno support emotionally to always continue. So all this, even the boss now coming to his construction site to really confirm what is happening at Mayugno construction site. And all he could see was just positive things, hard work. So these are the things, the two extremes that also came to play. It was a seldom kindness that Aymarwa had shown Mayugno, and was showing Mayugno as his construction site to visit. An exceptional love when Ayamarwa went there actually to confirm and advise Mayugno what to do next going forward. It was an exceptional love and kindness exhibited by Mayugno, exhibited by the positive reactions, exhibited by the Mayugno's supporters, audiences, subscribers, and donators. If you cluster these things together, this is what made Mayugno cry and shed tears. Hence, the topic of our today's discussion, Mayugno's wept.
So guys, no problem. I feel like crying. So
yeah,
no
he's very, very emotional, guys. His eyes are actually out. Like, ini mipango ya Mungu Mayugno. No, it's okay. Ini mipango ya Mungu. It's God's plan. Even me, I feel really emotional because this guy didn't have even money to eat some time back, and today, construction, he has workers, he has his wife chilling.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me.
Guys, we're gonna end this video here. This guy is really emotional. This guy used to be a street kid. He used to be a street kid.
Yeah.
And namuelewa. No, it's okay to be emotional because I know where you come from, and today mafundi wanapiga mbao kwako. Nyumba yako inakuja, it's coming. It's coming. Ni mipango ya Mungu.
Yes.
Yes, I'm telling him it's God's plan, and I'll be visiting you. Nitakuwa nakutembelea kukutia moyo, and also if you need advice, I'll always be here. Just avoid people who will mess you up. Linda kitu Mungu amekupea.
Yes.
Protect what God already is giving you. That's all. Yes, you can see in the internet people want.
Marwa is a divine product of God's blessing to people and to his family and community going forward. May God continue to bless you all the way. May you never lack, and may you continue standing with Mayugno and offer support that Mayugno needs. You know, that level of growth has really astonished very many people. You know, if you look every other kind of blogging spot or blog spot within Kenya, they are talking of it. It doesn't matter the negative sides of the negative reactors, because the information that is there now in the community that all the YouTubers in Nyabohanzi are the Illuminatis, and Marwa is the ringleader, you know, is the patron of the Mason, you know, the Masonry. You know, it's fine. Let people talk, but always continue with the positive work. The good thing, Marwa, your fruit has blossoms. It never started with Mayugno. It started with very many people. It started with Mama Ann, to Ann herself, to children and members of the community getting sponsorship to school just through Marwa. It came to Mayugno. It was extended to India. Either not only in Africa but also in other parts of the world. Either. And this is how we really need to see the people of Nyabohanzi live. Because a community that prays together, do development together, always stays together and strong. And that unity. You know, I'm just praying that everything goes well. I'm just praying that God always to protect you, to always give you good life. Either to always protect your family, to always cover you, and give you all that your heart desires to accomplish your project. You know, this is the friendship, and this is a reunion that people always want their loved one and close one to always unite for a cause of a reason. That friendship wasn't a bad friendship. You know, it's a friendship that you opened the eyes of Mayugno, that you are developing yourself. Mayugno also wasn't limited to development. The advice you gave Mayugno when Mayugno wanted to buy an old house, and you made a stop and told Mayugno, do not buy a house, because there is a risk involved. Buying a house, therefore renovation, is even more expensive. The good advice that you gave Mayugno that was so economical, buy a land. And now Mayugno bought two pieces of land. And in the 2 pieces of land, Mayugno has erected 3 houses, of which you went yourself to witness and inspected. It was such an emotional support. It was such an emotional salvage and emotional cynic. You know, I always say that all these things that's happening in the lives of Nyabohanzi people, right from Marwa to Mayugno and the rest, one day this thing must be turned to a movie. You know, it is a script that if you sit down and you start writing it and you start selling it, even when it comes to the National Theatre or during the drama festival within the schools, people can start acting it, and you write a small synopsis at a fee. Watch the video to confirm.
With all rumors and everything, but stay strong, bro. Yes. All right, man. Let me give you a hug and nikupe a hug.
No problem.
And you'll be okay, man. Guys, I want to end this video here and see you on the next one. Please go check Mayugno's YouTube channel. Yeah. He's very emotional. He's a guy who one of his parents chased him away from home. He was always in the streets hustling, and today is a different story. He's able to afford this. You guys have been supporting him, and I want to say I have the best audience on YouTube, hands down. There's nobody who has a better audience on YouTube like me, and I'm grateful, guys. Thank you. Okay, Mayugno, man.
To conclusion, both of you, Mayugno and Marwa, always maintain that humility. stay humble, and above all, put God forward in everything that you do. The greatest of all the kind is like always have your third eye open and be wary of friendship. Are you there? I'm not saying you keep friends that way, but sieve whom you want to be closest to you, whom you want to be your friend. And always be careful of friends who carry with themselves a venomous snake that wants to bite you and destroy you going forward. You know, I always give you a positive breath and I speak life into your activity that you do and into your existence at this point. You know, may God bless you abundantly, and may God always have your family stay intact, and may the reunion ever stick to always bless people within that society. Without further ado, this is Zach, and this is my YouTube channel. Find yourself subscribing to my channel. May God bless you abundantly. Prost.